Solomon said there's nothing new under the sun. So these things kind of are cyclical and they repeat. So I started to do a lot more historical research. And the more I started to look into history, I just realized that it was either sounds like a straight up lie, or there's just very vague parts of our history that we just kind of accept. And you're taught in school about, oh, this is what happened. But then you realize that this is a certain view that somebody has. And this might actually be a theory because we actually don't know. Like when I started to research into Rome, historians debate within hundreds of years when Rome actually fell. And I thought, this is like a big deal. Like, why doesn't everyone know and agree? But you just find out that there's really vague parts of your history. And so when you continue to research that, you start to notice things like that once you just accepted for, oh, this is obvious that we're told the truth about this. But when you go into your local town and you see incredible old buildings that were always built in like the 1890s or some kind of date range in the late 19th century, early 20th century, well, how come we don't build buildings like this anymore?
I know, we were joking. It's like, we can't get a drywall wall that's straight without it having, curvature to it. And these things are ornate and very, very precise.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, that's the thing. So like, if you can appreciate beautiful architecture, I think most people can, whether they realize it or not, it makes you feel a certain way. So you come into like a place and they have grand ceilings, like columns are 36 feet tall. You walk in, they got a painting of heaven on the ceiling, and you're like, this is pretty interesting. How did they have the time to do that? Was it a time of excess? Was it a time of prosperity? Was it a time of peace? But if you're focusing on America, we really never had that in our history. If you actually really think about like what we're taught is that, they fought a Revolutionary War in the late 1700s.
Right.
Then they fought the British again in the early 1800s.
Right.
Then they fought the Indians. They fought the Spanish. They were constantly in turbulence, and eventually we fought each other.
Right.
They had the Civil War. So during this whole time, America is expanding westward, and then they're just building cities. And if you go look at any of these old cities that were built supposedly between 1850 and 1900, they've all got old cathedrals. They've all got Greco-Roman buildings. And this is like the first buildings they built when they started to found these cities. And that's the real question is like, does that mean like, what if they just found these cities?
Literally stumbled on them.
They found these cities, and then the Freemasons are always given credit for building them. But what if it was just like Freemasonry? Like, what if it was somebody decided it was free because they found it?